A little bit of this, a little bit of this. Okay, welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about basically how it's hard to be perfect. Like, I was having a conversation with my Lyft driver the other day about being consistent and doing YouTube consistently, and if you want to be a social media star and all the kind of things. And I was like, yeah, I was agreeing so much about consistency, and yeah, you have to post when you're supposed to post, or if you do once a week, you need to post at the same time and be really focused about it. But I was like, sometimes it's like really hard to complete those tasks, like when you're like working by yourself. And I know some people gonna be like, you creating excuses, for yourself. Like, you just have to show up every single time you have to show up. And yes, but it's like real life problems really be happening. And, sometimes if you can post that one video a week, post that one video, get it out. I know you might post 3 times a week, but if you get that one video out, still pat yourself on the back. Like, don't beat yourself up about it. And that's really what I'm learning about, content creation. Like, your real life is still going to happen to you. Like, we want to be able to perfectly post on schedule, do everything on time, but life throws a boomerang or throws something in your way, that changes your situation, that causes a hiccup in your schedule. And I'm just saying that you really have to push through. I'm sorry that my air conditioning is so loud, but I'm just saying that you really have to push through. I know that, I work 2 jobs and I have 5 Instagram pages. I have a total of 9 social media accounts that 5 of them provide different entertainment. And I work 2 jobs, one full-time and, one part-time. So that's about, I think maybe 63 hours a week, or 61, between 61 and 63 hours a week. You know what I'm saying? And running 5 pages and posting 3 times a week for each one of them, and that being their own individual accounts. That's a lot, and some people out here, they do one, and and it's hard to keep up with that because life. So I'm really just telling you guys, don't beat yourself up. Like, prioritize yourself, and make sure that your mental health and everything is okay. Don't burn yourself out, because I've definitely experienced that, being burnt out. Give me a second. I'm gonna turn this off, and then I'm gonna come back with some advice. We're gonna write some points down, and we're gonna see what we can do to help ourselves to be more consistent and get the job done. Okay. So like I was saying, so in a previous video, I showed my notebook that I have, and I kept, to write things down so I can keep myself on schedule to accomplish my tasks and my missions, to complete, all the things, or all the entertainment and all the information and education that I'm bringing to you guys, right? And gals and non-binary people. So in this notebook, we're going to start with step 1. So step 1 is you're going to have to isolate yourself. I know you probably say, how I'm going to isolate myself? I like to go out to the club. I'm in my early 20s. I like to party. Or you saying, I got school every day. I like to hang out with my friends. I'm in band. I'm in cheerleading. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm involved in church. I got after school. How I'm going to isolate myself? Well, I'm just going to keep it 100 with you. If you're trying to create a channel for yourself and, create a schedule that you're posting, and you're being loyal to your community or your supporters, you have to isolate a certain block of time to dedicate to your channel, to your brand, to your supporters, to elevate your social media career or digital footprint. So step 2. You need to schedule out and block a time that you're going to post. So that means we're going to keep it simple because sometimes I get on a tangent and I forget where I'm going with it. So that just means you post one time a week, once a month, for one whole year. Now you pick a time for yourself and a day. So we're going to say you pick Monday. And you say, what time is everyone awake, or what time do people normally take break, in a day? So we're going to pick 12:30 p.m. Okay, so step 2, you schedule and block out a time that is going to keep you to be able to post on time and be able to provide content for your supporters to consume. So you said you're going to post once a week, once a month, for one whole year, on Mondays at 12:30 p.m. So that means every Monday of every month of one whole year, you're going to post some type of content, either short form or long form, in that time frame, right? Step 3, prioritize yourself and your sleep. Okay, so this is the most important one. You have to make sure you're prioritizing your hygiene, your mental capacity, and your sleep. Because if you don't have no sleep, what do you run off of? You can't think clearly. You're going to get burned out, and it's just not going to be good for your supporters and your content. And people are going to be able to tell, like, when you haven't had any rest, or you just are trying to push out some content, or just trying to do, certain things to get, meet the quota, basically. So make sure that you prioritizing your routines, make sure you're eating, make sure you're getting the proper rest, and making sure that you're posting on time. Step 4, make sure that you have stable, we're going to say make sure you have stable income and realistic expectations. So what I mean by that is, so what do I mean by that is, so if most people, if you're grown or you're adult or whatever, so we're going to explain this from a young adult to my age to someone who's older and a little more seasoned, with life. Okay, so if you're still living with your parents or whatnot, get you a job, save your money. If you're going to college, go ahead and get a college education, get you a part-time job, and start there and apply yourself to whatever you're trying to do while you're in college. I'm trying to tell you now, while you're in college, you need to be applying to whatever business, firm, higher education. Next, you need to be 2 steps ahead, because once you finish, you are out to the wolves. And if you have student loans, you have to pay it back immediately. To the next level, to my age. Okay, so you're out of school, you're paying student loans, you moved out of your parents' house, you might be single, or you might be, with a partner, might have just starting a family. I would just say, make sure that you're keeping your job, make sure you're keeping a steady income, make sure that your household comes first, make sure that you don't spend too much money on equipment and things that causes you to miss payments, or whatever that causes your personal life to fall apart when you're trying to promote your digital footprint in this life, basically. So for example, like if you do fashion content and you see Balenciaga or Dior or one of these big name brand fashion companies come out with a new shoe or a new coat or whatever, and you go out there and buy it knowing that your rent is due, in a week, and that you using your rent money to pay that. You get what I'm saying? That's just not a smart decision. Even though it might give you a viral content, you know what I'm saying? Because you got the new, whatever, but you about to be out. So don't do that. Make sure that you have a stable income and realistic expectations. So, if you're not going viral or, hitting it big or something all of a sudden because, you seem like you're working hard, it's okay. Just know that you have to maintain your household, maintain, your bills and everything. Same thing with the younger person. You have to maintain your grades, maintain school, all the type of things, and just maintain till it's your turn. To the older people, it ain't too late for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go viral. Like, there's so many things, like people that be cooking, fashion, exercise. Like, it's so many avenues for you. So I don't want you to feel like that you have to give up. But, because you're a certain age or you can't move a certain way. So whatever your financial situation is, you've probably been living a certain way for a while. I'll just say keep that up. Don't make any crazy financial sacrifices that you can't come back from. And you already have realistic expectations, but don't let those realistic expectations stop you from dreaming too big because you think that you're too old. So it's kind of a flip from, young to old. Well, not old, but more seasoned. So I think that's really what we can conclude on. Make sure, and last thing, make sure you watch. Make sure you watch your analytics. Because that's how you know who your audience is. That's how you know what videos is watching. That's how you know what content to duplicate to help you further yourself and further reach your audience and further reach out into, I guess, the algorithm. So yeah, if you like all things this and you feel like you learned something and you have a pattern to come over. If you feel like that you have a new list and steps to help yourself on a new guide of having realistic expectations on still posting when you have real life problems going on, make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you go out this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Make sure you follow me on all my platforms. Make sure you get down in the comments and let me know how I can help you or you can help me as we become content creators, as we better ourselves as influencers. Step 1 is to isolate yourself. Step 2 is schedule and block a time out that is gonna work for you to post. So a good example is you post once a month for a whole year on Mondays at 12:30 p.m. Step 3 is to prioritize yourself and your sleep so you don't reach burnout. Step 4 is make sure that you have a stable income and realistic expectations for your situation. And step 5, make sure you check your analytics to make sure you're duplicating the right content to further your exposure to the world or the algorithm. All right, bye you guys.